As 2024 came to a close, I took some time to reflect on my own golf game, and guess what? Pretty much every aspect of my game needs improvement. But I also realised something crucial. There are 3 clubs that I rely on heavily to play well and score better. These 3 clubs are not just essential for me, they can be game changers for you too. If you want to play better, more consistent golf, stick around because you don't want to miss this. So if you're new to the channel, I am the average golfer, and I try and look at the game from the perspective of handicap golfers like you and I, and see if we can possibly make this game a little bit easier. So think about hitting that subscribe button, like and comment on what I'm about to reveal, because these 3 clubs, in my opinion, could find their way into most average golfers' bags and help them make this game more fun, more enjoyable, and just a damn sight easy to score well. Oh, almost hole that one. I'm going to start off at the short end of the bag. It's a little bit boring maybe, but it's the wedges. This thing has been an absolute lifesaver for me over the past 12 months. And what I did was change one thing, significant change. I used to carry 3 wedges, and I choose my wedge based on yardage from the hole. So automatically 60 yards might be a 58 wedge, 80 yards might be a 54, 100 yards a 50. I stopped doing that. I concentrated on working with one wedge, because the only thing that changes in those 3 shots with the 3 different wedges is how high the ball launches. I can cover all of those distances with one wedge. That one wedge for me was a 54, but I made sure that I got good at every distance. So from 100 in, right the way down to this little chip and run, I used one wedge, and I practiced with it. I practiced hard, and I understood what this wedge has done. It shaved a number of shots off my score. You already see me play the first hole, came up short, chipped up, putted, saved par. I do that more often than not, and what I don't want to do is be messing around with all different types of wedges, popping one up in the air, trying to run one low. I've simplified the whole game. One wedge, plenty of practice. This thing has saved me so many shots, and that concept and theory, it doesn't have to be the 54, pick one, work with it, make sure you get so familiar with it that you've just got ultimate confidence, and I guarantee your scores will start to tumble. So club number 1 is based on simplicity. Don't confuse matters, gain confidence. And that's a theory that's going to spread throughout the next 2 clubs that I'm going to reveal, because ultimately that is what we require. Confidence in the club that we've got in hand. This thing is a Fairway Finder, and that is hugely important. You see, golf is a really difficult game to play from the rough. From the out of bounds, it's almost impossible. And from the fairway, well, it makes it a little bit more achievable in attaining our goals. And over the last 12 months, I built that Fairway Finder on what I have learned through testing so many golf clubs over the last few years, learning to drop the ego a bit and understanding what it is that helps me find those fairways and eliminate drop shots. Right, quick interval and a thank you to today's sponsor, which is AG1, which is a daily nutrition supplement, and I've been using AG1 for the past 12 months, and it's become part of my daily routine. So 1 scoop of AG1 per day. It contains over 70 ingredients, and it helps with what supports my energy, digestive system, immune defenses, all over a healthy mood. Now, in my opinion, AG1 tastes far different than it looks. This is actually flavoured with pineapple and vanilla, and the fact that it's so easy to make means it's a hassle-free first drink in the morning to get you started. Now, there's 2 reasons I make this a part of my daily routine, or the main reasons at least anyway, and that is heart health and my immune system. So basically,
AG1 helps to support your heart and the formation and maintenance of red blood cells. And AG1 is also your daily dose of vitamin C, zinc, and more to support your overall immune health. So if you want to start a New Year's resolution that you can actually maintain throughout the year, you can try AG1. If you subscribe now, you'll get a free bottle of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first subscription. Go to drinkag1.com/average golfer or scan the QR code to get started. And once again, thanks to AG1 for sponsoring today's video.
So of course what you want to know is, what did I learn and what did I change and what exactly is this driver? Driver type is irrelevant in terms of brand, but what I did was first of all realise that most golfers, including you, generally go out there and buy a 9 or 10.5 degree head. Guilty as charged, yeah? I know I certainly would have fallen into that trap. It's what I've always had, what I've always done. What I realised was, as with every other club, loft is generally your friend, and why not it be your friend with driver in hand? So I chose a 12 degree head, and straight away it helped me launch the ball. I started hitting the ball longer, but it also had a less negative impact on curvature, whether that be a draw or a fade. The next thing I did was not stop there. I played mini drivers over this last 2 years, been hugely impressed by them, and a lot of that was to do with the length of shaft. So I went down to what is effectively a 44-inch shaft, coupled with a 12 degree head, and trust me, it changed my game from off the tee significantly, and I'm sure it would do many of yours. But it didn't stop there with driver, because I also accepted a ball flight that was more consistent, more controllable and more predictable. I hit, and always have done, certainly in the last few years at least anyway, a bit of a fade. That fade means that I effectively gave up some distance, but I did gain control. And although I've tried on a number of occasions to hit the ball further in that pursuit to be longer off the tee, which effectively normally means hitting more of a draw shape as opposed to fade, I've accepted the fact that my control is worth far more than that extra yardage. So again, very confident on the tee nowadays with driver, got a repeatable swing with a repeatable shot pattern, means I'm finding fairways, which is key, as we've just mentioned. Throughout this video, one key word, or perhaps even two, is confidence and consistency. It's a word that I mention a lot on the channel, because without both of those things, ultimately your scores aren't really going to improve, and this club is my next step towards consistency and confidence. You see, every golfer ultimately needs a go-to club in the bag. Now, a go-to club is something that you can rely on, that you've got the ultimate confidence. It is generally your favourite club in the bag. And for me, this club that I added only in recent months, I suppose, is again down to understanding my limitations, understanding my club head speed, understanding what I can do with irons, and I've switched up into a hybrid, but a particular hybrid that has become really effective within my game, and once again shaved a number of drop shots off my total scoring. And by the way, before I reveal my third and final choice, just a quick reminder, this channel is by the average golfer, for average golfers, because I got a comment a few weeks ago on a similar sort of concept in a video, and the guy told me he'd shot 64 gross and that the stuff I was talking about was nonsense. So if you shoot 64 gross, this channel ain't for you, and the advice I'm giving in this video is probably not for you. So just to clear that up, use a bit of common sense, eh lads? And ladies, of course. So that club that has been an absolute game changer is a hybrid, but it's different in the sense that it's got a huge amount of loft, and different for me, that is, at least, because it's a club that I would probably have rolled my eyes at a few years ago, but in recent years I've certainly understood the benefits that these clubs offer, and this year none more so. In this 25-degree hybrid, it's a 5 hybrid. It's become the most reliable club in my bag. It's very much a go-to. It's versatile in the sense that I can play it from the rough, I can play it off the tee, I can play it from a tight lie on the fairway, you can even play it around the greens if you choose. It's got a heck of a lot more forgiveness than an iron equivalent. And those two things breed that word confidence. So if I'm ever in a situation where I need to make a shot and I need to put the ball in a position, then this would be the club I reach for. I'd even be willing to use it off the tee on longer par fours if the fairway was too tight. I can probably play it from 150 into almost 190 yards based on club head speed and length of swing, those kind of things. But I just love building confidence with one club. And it's been probably the club that's had the most impact on my game this year in terms of shaving shots off the total score. It's been a big change in mindset for me. I actually now carry a 6.5 and a 4 hybrid, and I cannot believe I haven't had them in the bag for longer. Well, I will say that is my final one, but probably the most important club that I add to my bag in 2024. But all three are hugely important, and the key factor is confidence. That is what these three clubs breed. Have a look at what your situation is in your bag and see if you might need to do a little bit of tweaking. Have a little look at this situation and see perhaps how it works for you. Right, as ever, thank you for watching. Happy New Year. I hope 2025 is a good golfing year for all you, and you never know, what you've heard today might have a positive impact on your game as it has on mine. Right, thank you for watching as ever, and I'll see you all very soon.